Our international economist, Vicky Price. Hello, Vicky. Great to chat to you. What do you see as the main reason for the declining growth in October?
If we remember what was going on at the time, it was before the budget, which was at the end of November, and there was a lot of speculation as to what was going to be in the budget, a lot of worries, both from the consumer and also from business, about what the contents of that budget might be, particularly tax increases, which were being suggested by various leaks that were going on at the time. So the newspapers were talking a lot about it, businesses were worried. So the result was that there wasn't a huge amount of activity in the economy over that period, waiting really to see what the budget would contain.
Of course,
so we had a little bit of clarity since, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's small movements. We saw a drop in growth in September, flat growth in August. Have to ask, does this mean the UK is heading for a recession?
I suspect that when you look at November, it won't have been a very good month either, because that was the month of the budget and it didn't happen until the very end. Then, of course, you've got December, which tends to affect people's spending habits, quite considerably. There's a seasonal factor in there. People do spend a bit more. So we might just escape it. So though there may be another fall in November, what we might see is that perhaps it gets reversed a little bit in December. So we might escape it, because, of course, recession is 2 quarters of negative growth. So we didn't actually get negative growth in the summer months, so we are going to escape it technically, but whether we are escaping it in reality because people are just not spending and businesses are not producing, then that's a big question mark.
Let's talk about the bond market, because the cost of government borrowing has actually come down a bit. The bond market likes that Rachel Reeves has built in this fiscal buffer. So can we really blame her for what's going on?
I think what's going on in the bond market has much more to do with expectations of interest rate cuts rather than what was in the budget, because there is quite a lot of questioning going on as to whether that buffer is sustainable, given that a lot of what was announced in the budget was a lot of spending early on in the first few years, and then a lot of back-loaded tax increases, so they may not happen. So there's a big question mark. But the reality is that because of slower growth patterns that we have seen, the markets have decided, and also because there have been some inflation reducing measures in the budget, that the Bank of England is going to look at it all in a more benign way, and therefore they will cut rates possibly faster than would otherwise have been the case. So that's why the bond markets are reacting positively.
I see. And that, of course, a cut will be good news for consumers, because the cost of borrowing gets that much cheaper. Overall, if you look at the UK economy, where are we going? Are you seeing a period of flat growth, or are you seeing it going potentially up or down in the next year?
Well, the forecasts are for growth of over 1%, and that may indeed happen. I think the interest rates, rightly as you say, are going to have a big impact on confidence. Mortgages for houses, businesses which are borrowing, all that should become considerably easier. People who are in debt, and there are loads of those, even though savings are very high as well in the UK. There may indeed, because of the cut in rates, be a willingness now to cut and spend some of those savings as well. So yes, I think the expectation is there will be growth. How much there's going to be is questionable. There are already forecasts following the data we just got on GDP growth, which are reducing, even for this year, what is expected, and also for 2026 to below what the OBR was forecasting, which was about growth of 1.2%. So let's see.